You're locked in with Kemi Maye, and this is Grind Theory. I'm a mom, a veteran, a coach, and a woman who's rebuilt herself from rock bottom more than once. But this podcast isn't about my story. This is about you. Every week, I'm showing up with 10 minutes of power. No fluff, no filter, just fuel for your grind, peace for your mind, and a voice that reminds you you're built for this. You're not behind. You're not broken. And you are becoming. So let's take a deep breath. Fix that crown and lean in. Because the world doesn't need a new version of you. It needs the real version. Welcome to Grind Theory, and let's get to work. Hey millionaires, today is titled A Pit. Sometimes life throws you into a pit of betrayal, rejection, heartbreak, or being overlooked. But just because you're in a pit doesn't mean that it's your burial. It could be your breakthrough. You've got to make up your mind that you're not going to die there. That pit is not the promise. It's the process. You see, every giant leap starts with a low place. Every king and queen of history has a pit story. That moment that everything seems lost. But faith held on just enough to keep going. The pit is where your character is built. Your patience tested and your vision sharpened. Don't let the pain make you bitter. Don't let the rejection make you quit. God is in the pit with you, molding you, preparing you, positioning you for what's next. Your breakthrough is not canceled because you'll break down. Your promise is still alive, even when your presence feels dead. So no matter what pit you're in right now, whether it's betrayal, failure, heartbreak, or disappointment, choose to see it as a platform, a place where God is preparing you for your palace. You're not buried, you're planted. And with time, it'll bloom. Now let's take it to the word. Joseph's story. This is in Genesis 37 to 50. Joseph had a dream, a God-sized dream, but his brothers hated him for it. And instead of supporting him, they stripped him of his coat and threw him into a pit. Why? Because favor provokes jealousy. He was different. He was chosen. And people don't always celebrate the chosen. They sabotage them. But here's what they didn't realize. The pit wasn't the end, it was just a setup. Genesis 37, 23 through 24, he was thrown in a pit but not forgotten. Genesis 39 through 20, from the prison walls to the palace halls. Genesis 41, verse 39 through 40, God's favor crowns the faithful. And Genesis 50 through 20, what was meant for harm becomes your healing. The promise did not skip the plan. It was just included in the pit. The pit did not kill Joseph. It activated what God put in him. And at the end of it all, Joseph stood in front of the very people who destroyed him and said, "What you meant for evil, God meant for good." And isn't that just a word? Oh my gosh. So let's be clear. Do not die in the pit. God is not finished with you. I have some affirmations that I want you to repeat after me. I am not what I've been through. I am coming out of this better. God's plan for my life is still in motion. My pit is not permanent. I will not panic in the pit. I will praise. Before we get out of here today, I have 2 things I want you to do on your own. 1, your journal prompt. I have 2 questions for you. 1, have you ever felt thrown into a pit? Or are you in your pit season right now, and explain? 2, I want you to look around and be real with yourself. And ask yourself, is there anything God is trying to tell me in this season? Or trying to prepare me for in this season? Or what am I supposed to learn in this season? What am I supposed to get through all this pain and heartache and all this stuff? The second thing I want you to do as believers, I encourage you to read the Bible for yourself. Reading the Bible for yourself helps you build a direct, personal relationship with God. This is your chance to hear His voice and understand His heart, not just through someone else's interpretation, but in your own way. The Bible is full of timeless wisdom, guidance, and truth. When you read it for yourself, you gain insight that applies to your unique life situation. It helps you make better decisions and navigate challenges. You encounter stories of faith, hope, victory that inspires you to just trust God more. It strengthens your faith muscle and reminds you that you are not alone. When you read the Bible, you can recognize what's true and what's not, and it protects you from misunderstandings and false teachings by giving you the direct source. God's word has power to change your heart and mind. Regular readings invites transformation. It shapes your character, values, and how you treat others. And sometimes you will read a verse and it will read you right back, directly into your situation. The Bible becomes a personal encouragement and comfort when you need it the most. So I encourage you to read. If today's message hit your heart, share this episode with someone who just needs a reset. And a reminder, progress over pressure every single time. Have a good day.